Panagdait sa tanan. So we will be having our lesson 4. So this lesson is about website planning. So planning is an essential part of creating a website. Also, it is an essential process in creating or doing like almost everything when building a website. So same with the other concept or other things, we really need some planning in order for us to create something. Planning makes or it helps us save a lot of time, money, effort. So it is like also a way for us to uh, lessen the mistakes that we could do during creating our own website. So we really need to have a plan. Well, in this part, planning a website, maybe we will be starting on planning on how we design or what should be in our website. So as we already discussed what a website or web pages is, or like mostly the HTML file or HTML, as what we have discussed last meeting or last time, this lesson will help you reach a conclusion or an idea to have that web design. So we will be watching some videos about the web design trends. It is a way for you to help you identify or to make a step closer on creating your own website. So let's start watching the web design trends. So uh, in order for it to like for you to have an idea, please watch closely within like the videos that is being shown, and also try or as much as possible try to get some ideas that you can use to create your own website. So let's start watching the video.
2023 that will improve user experience. In the context of technology, this means that constant change is the norm. Every day, it seems, a new innovation or modern convenience hits the market. In the realm of website design, 2023 has a wealth of novel ideas for designers to experiment with. Put another way, the potential applications of a well-designed website are many. For this reason, firms can't only rely on an online presence to get the benefits of digital marketing. Additionally, they should be up to date on the latest developments in web design, including both aesthetic trends and functional innovations. It will help companies optimize profits while also living up to the increasingly high expectations of their online customers in terms of usability, aesthetics, and functionality. It's a race to incorporate the greatest customer engagement methods and tools, since the continual delivery of a superb user experience have become one of the key aims of every web design studio worth its salt. Moonstone Interactive has compiled a list of the top web design trends they anticipate will have the most impact on user experience, and hence revenue, in 2023. Designing with people in mind is a given. The design industry has gone a long way from its days as a basic database available to everybody. These days, customers expect firms to have a website with design savvy. They are searching for fast page load speeds, increase the number of chatbots that seem human, simplified and uncluttered designs, responsive and adaptable design, mobile friendliness, intuitive interfaces, the ability to go to and use. These provide a more interesting and interactive digital experience for your customers. As an added bonus, this provides a solid foundation for adapting to the latest developments in web design in the year 2023. If you aren't already, there is no better time than now to start doing this with your website. YouTube Backlinks Generator, data visualization and bespoke graphics are now trending. In the past, adding a few stock images here and there to break up the monotony of text was a simple way to freshen up a business-to-business website. One of the cardinal sins of web design is using stock photos or other generic imagery. Unfortunately, this fad will no longer be successful. The use of stock images is becoming obsolete. People are more likely to stick with companies that they feel are providing them with something of value. In order to live up to consumers' expectations, brands need to establish genuine connections with them. One approach to get this message through is via the use of striking pictures that accurately represent the qualities and values that your brand represents. As a result, visitors to your site will get a sense of familiarity rather than imitation. While custom graphics are more expensive, they can set you apart in terms of brand perception, service quality, and customer satisfaction. The unique tone of voice that develops as a consequence inspires confidence in site visitors and shows them that the business takes customer service seriously. The value of original images in explaining complicated goods and services cannot be overstated. Subtle aspects of brand culture and ideals may also be communicated with the use of graphics and color. For instance, depicting people in purple suggests openness and variety. Immersive features, 3D, and pseudo-3D provide visual interest. Technology advancements in programming freed the imaginations of designers. Although it is nothing new to include 3D, buttons, logos, and occasionally text, and pseudo-3D, soft shadows, layering, and floating effects that mimic depth, visuals and text onto digital platforms, they were not always so readily available. The increasing number of people using artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and other technologies like metaverse will make it simpler to incorporate this design trend into a website in 2023. Three-dimensional, 3D, and pseudo-3D, 3DS graphics may help improve the usability of interfaces. Designers may make floating menus remain static without vanishing into the background even as the user traverses around the page. It gives them something to look at while they're looking around online. This concept is undoubtedly going to be a favorite because of its ability to generate visual intrigue and build an immersive experience for users. By allowing users to engage with your website's 3D and pseudo-3D features, you can keep them on your site for longer and help them navigate more easily. If you're a website owner, you'll want this trend to be part of your designer's toolkit since it can lower bounce rates. Using white space effectively proves that less is more. White space is used in minimalist or flat web design to help readers readily identify sections of text and their relative importance. Its ability to improve website load times and eliminate unnecessary visual clutter is well known. This isn't really a groundbreaking idea in terms of website design. For some time, designers have been opting for minimalistic, simplified approaches for their projects. However, there has been a recent rethinking of the minimalist ideal. Artists are warming up to it because its shrewd use of white space may be used as a canvas to complement other developing styles. This allows 2023's designers to include more life into their designs. They will play with organic geometries like layering and overlapping pieces, 3D, pseudo-3D components, and more, all of which might be overwhelming but are excellent for generating visual intrigue. The amount of information that a user's eyes can process at once is greatly governed by the thoughtful use of white space in flat design. White space used intelligently prevents consumers from being overwhelmed by visual info. The layout should make good use of the available area to provide the UX you envisioned. The goal is to smoothly transition the audience's focus from one piece of information to the next without any distractions. This method may also be used to increase the impact of your visual narrative. Expect more sites to use parallax and other forms of dynamic scrolling. In 2020, endlessly scrollable single pages, dynamic scrolling, were all the rage since they reduced bounce rates. Parallax scrolling, the next logical step in the trend, is an improvement on the notion that has been popularized by web designers. The term, parallax scrolling, refers to a style of web design in which the backdrop moves at a slower rate than the foreground. To provide the impression of depth and motion while yet being on a single page, the backdrop moves at a slower rate than the overlaying pictures and text. Visually, it's akin to having a storyteller read the narrative to you as you scroll down the page. For this reason, the parallax scrolling effect should be used gently, since it enhances the narrative possibilities of a backdrop picture. It's best carried out with smooth transitions, well-timed events, and a muted backdrop that puts the focus on the forefront components, where they can best interest the user. In today's market, when the brand narrative is king, interactive elements like parallax and dynamic scrolling may pique a user's interest with no effort on their part. This trend also gives the impression of moving through different pages while only on a single-page website. The use of color gradients to indicate mood is making a comeback. While minimalism is making a comeback, designers have moved away from a sterile black and white color scheme. Gradients will play a significant role in the future of design as designers of the year 2023 embrace a wide range of color options. The quest for additional visual narrative components is behind the trend toward more vibrant hues. Because of their associations with various emotions, colors serve as a useful resource for web designers who want to use the aesthetics of their sites to gradually arouse certain sensations in visitors. This not only affects how users behave, but it may also play a role in how they first perceive the site. Asymmetrical layouts, fractured and split-screen grid systems will shake up the predictability of current designs. When designing a website, it is standard practice to create a hierarchy of visual elements so that the site makes sense, with minimal cognitive load for the visitor. Using an invisible grid to organize the website's components is a tried and true method for achieving this effect. When everything are neatly organized and in the right order, it's easy on the eyes. In 2023, designers are abandoning the standard grid framework in favor of innovative approaches to site navigation and layout. There will be a lot of emphasis on asymmetrical layouts, aggressive typography, bespoke imagery, and organic forms in newly designed and redesigned websites. Plus, split-screen functionality will be used more often by designers in the future. As its name indicates, split-screen effects divide the screen into two to show distinct yet related, causal items. This technique of organizing pieces has made the design popular on e-commerce websites. Unlike these websites' tight categories, the 2023 trend is about disrupting established categorization. The new split-screen design will either be asymmetrically divided or blur the line itself. Those lines will be replaced with clickable buttons and other user-friendly features. For example, you may choose between bright and dim settings. You may also use split screens to show before and after versions of the same picture. Eye-catching yet subtle micro-animations and effects. To disrupt conventional wisdom in online design, one must go beyond the capabilities of current web designers. The current trend for micro-animation is doing just that. It's the difference between a pleasant, trouble-free visit to a website that satisfies the user's demand for quick satisfaction and a frustrating, slowly loading page. Brands have a brief window of opportunity, about 50 milliseconds, to make a favorable impression on website visitors if they are employed properly. Above the fold or in the hero image, businesses may add moving components with the use of JavaScript, CSS3, HTML5, and GIFs. It's an effective method for emphasizing key elements like buttons and graphics. Even small animations might have a negative impact on your website load times because of their bandwidth requirements. Long wait times and distracting components cause users to leave your site prematurely, rather than encouraging them to stay longer. Always exercise caution while using this effect. Consider embedding a video if you require an animation on your website that is longer than 4 seconds. Users get to control their own narrative in an intelligent interactive video. The longer form relative of micro animation, long form animation, is likewise set to have a significant impact in the near future. The introduction of a new sort of video has designers buzzing with excitement, despite criticism from those who believe that videos are bad for your dwell time. An interactive video that is both clever and engaging will use video marketing techniques to attract the viewer's attention. But these movies have an advantage over their predecessors: they include interactive components. This style of video moves away from the passive watching experience. Instead, it encourages participation and user choice in order to achieve its goals. These kinds of movies are not yet widely used by designers. Still, metaverse and other technology improvements will make them more accessible. Imagine you've found a way to make the bandwidth sync compatible with fast page loads, easy navigation, and a sensible information structure. In such instance, including a video is unquestionably beneficial. Intelligent, up-to-date UX design on every page. A well-designed website that responds to its customers' increasing requirements and expectations can do a lot for a company, from establishing authority and trust to building a generally positive view right from the get-go. Ensuring your website is regularly updated and smartly applying the design trends we've set out will lead to an outstanding user experience. Those successes will provide you with a great chance to increase sales. Contact us now for a free consultation and let's talk about the ways in which we can improve the user experience you provide on your website.
Okay, so that would be for our web design trends. So I hope you gain some ideas on what your website should be. And like mostly, since we have seen the latest, the latest types of or latest web design, I hope it really gives you the idea on what should you or what should we do next to create your website. Okay, so that would be all for our lesson 4. That is only for us to gain an idea on designing or planning our web page.